Here's part 2 of the video that I made, and I'm going to show you with my sensor laser gun here that the engine does get hotter now, and this bypass that I had right here from the heater core that they had going on, where the hose is supposed to hook here down there on the water pump, which I have a block now. I took that out. Now the water runs through the radiator like it should. Comes in through the fitting here and then around, instead of having it going down on here where it's supposed to go, which was causing a bypass. And I explained that in my first video. So what I'm here to show you today is I'm going to shoot this here now, and the hose itself, the fitting, is at 153 degrees. That's alright, almost 160. 158. Okay, now the thing I want to explain to you is, before this hose was only getting about 100, it was only about 120 degrees, 115. Now that I put my bypass, so if you shoot the engine, let's see, we'll shoot the head down there. The top of the head, well, actually there's no water right there in that part. That's the oil gallery, the valve train. Oh, let's see here. We'll get down here on the engine block. 180, 185. I just pulled it in. The manifolds are 348 degrees. Almost 400. So your engine block down there, as you can see, depending on where I hit it, that's the engine block there. It's at 215 degrees, 217. Well, I might be getting close to the manifold. 193. So it's now satisfying the thermostat and opening and making the thermostat, because now this hose gets hot. This never got hot before. I have plenty of heat in the cab. It's melting my feet like it should. And on the heater hose, the actual heater hose going in is 150 degrees. That's just the outside of the hose now. Now let's shoot. Now this is the top of the radiator, so let's, we don't want to open that up. Okay, don't open it while it's hot. As you can see. So we definitely got the system working the way it's supposed to here. Let's shoot this. Coming back, or down by the water pump, is only, this is the cold water going back into the engine here. So that's 94 degrees. That's the cold water getting forced back in. And then, let's see, down here, the bottom hose is 88 degrees. Before, this hose was like 40 degrees. Before I did this, before I put this fitting in, this was only getting up to like 40 degrees down here. So now my Dodge Dakota throws, and I did nothing with the heater core. The only thing I did, my first initial thing when I got the truck, was I changed the thermostat, because I thought that was bad. I figured it's not warming up, not getting up to temperature, so I went and bought a thermostat, and that was what I did. And I see some people are even changing their heater cores, thinking they're blocked and flushing them. If you buy one of these, you'll see that your temperature isn't going up, because the gauge inside the cab now goes all the way up. I'll show you where that goes to now. Before, I was only hitting right here. That was as high as my gauge would go. It's just off that line. Now I'm up here. I'm right up here. My pointer covers the two. That's where it goes to. So you can buy that fitting, and I explained that in my first video. You can buy that fitting, this fitting, at a Heavy Truck Parts. And you can buy them on eBay. They have them online. 1.5" by 1.5" by 5/8 fitting, T, radiator hose T, is all you got to put in there. And they're under $20, or right around $20. And also what I did was, now I'm doing this because the radiator is so big, it's so oversized, which I talk about in my first video. I put a weather front on the front of this because we have too big of a cooling system for this 3.9. So right now I have a little bit exposed under there. You can see that I don't have it all covered. I have 3/4 of the radiator covered right now. And the temperature of my truck is running right at what it should be, 195. I covered off. Now today was 14 degrees this morning when I went out, and this helps it warm up a little bit faster. In other words, you don't have that 14-degree air hitting the radiator. So it's just a weather front. You've probably seen them on big trucks, tractor trailers, because those radiators are designed oversized for the engine. They're designed to work under maximum load in Arizona temperatures. That's where they test the trucks at. So what happens is they build a system that can withstand 110 to 115 degrees under full load. So when you come up here, when you're in winter conditions, the truck will never warm up really and run. Sometimes they won't run hot enough. And the same problem, you don't get enough heat in the cab. So you'll see the guys, they put the weather fronts. They actually sell them for the trucks. They'll put a weather front on the front of it to cut off some of the flow of air going to the radiator. And you have to manually adjust that. You know, you got to watch your temperature. Now, if it goes up to maybe 60 degrees, I may have to fold this up. You know, that's what they do. They would fold it up, and you know, there's buttons on them usually, but I'll use a clip. And then I'll give the radiator some more. You have to, the problem is, and I talked about this in my first video, that they designed the radiator too big for this little engine. They use the same radiator for the 3.9 all the way up to the 360. So this radiator is designed for maximum duty for a 360. If you're pulling a heavy load with it, that's what this is designed for. You put this 3.9 in there, and they don't even make enough fire. You know, it's like putting a big giant pot of water on your small burner on the stove and trying to boil the water or heat the water up to 180 degrees. It's going to take a long time, and that's exactly what we have going on here. So you got to cut down your radiator. You could even get this stuff at Home Depot or Lowe's in the plumbing department. They sell it. It's for the showers, the rubber for the showers, and you could cut it to your size. And then I have clips. I just have like the little clips, the little hand clips, and I, you know, once it gets warmer, I'll just clip it up and let the radiator, because this truck will never require this engine will never require the full radiator. You're not going to need it all, even in the summer. But the summertime you could take it off, because your air condenser then might not get enough. So you might want to take it off in the summer, which is probably what I'll do. But for the winter time now, I keep it 3/4 of the way, and it's melted my shoes. The heat coming out of there, my feet are always nice and toasty now. Okay, so that's it. Don't forget to like and comment and share it out to everybody else. Get the word out. There is a way to fix your Dodge without pulling a heater core out. I mean, you might want to change your thermostat just to make sure, but it's probably not going to be the thermostat. If it's a 3.9, it's going to be this. See, it's even hot now. I can't even touch it. It's 150 degrees. So, that's what you want. Give you a good shot of it. 1.5 by 1.5 by 5/8. You can buy them online. Okay.